guys, Eli Reddy here. As I told you in the previous episode, the Iron World episode, I'm gonna skip all the episodes and just explain it from the season. Now I'm gonna do it. Okay, now let's just skip after I think so. The last episode I posted was Mimic versus Leviathan. The last episode I posted was Techno Hypnosis has returned and he seeks revenge. Yeah, that one. Now let's skip to that part. Hey guys, after watching the season, I have realized that Home Invasions has not put everything in the order of episodes that he has released. He has mixed parts of the episodes, and this is the part where Robo Stanlins went to retreat, and Ratty eating their leftover leftover pieces of them. And Ratty thinks of the moment when they overpowered him, when the Robo Stanlins overpowered him, and he can't unforget that. And Ratty gets a new weapon. This is another feature of Demon Ratty, and we are gonna see more of his features later. And then he observes a war going, and here we can see the Techno Lighter and the Mimic fighting in the distance, and he sees that Mimic is very getting too overpowered, but bro is like, nah, what is happening? But bro doesn't care. He eats the pieces of another remaining tanks, like how the other tanks are watching him like it's a movie, and he watches in despair and he's like, nah, what is this? And nothing else. He just watches it like something is gonna happen. And he's like, is he gonna be dead? Is this war gonna end? And that's it. And he doesn't care, and he's getting his weapons ready, and extra protection wouldn't hurt. And he just goes, and just when the Techno Lighter wanted to kill him, Ratty is like, nah, I'm not gonna let that happen, and he eats him. What if the what if the parasite and the this Mimic joined? Don't know. That would have been great. Don't know what's that gonna form. It's gonna be a something. What you're gonna say? Multiversal collision, you can see. And Mimic tries to amplify, and Mimic hides in one of the tanks because he's scared that Ratty would eat him or something like he did for Techno Lighter. And he checks if everything is good. Don't know why, but he wastes time here. And Ratty is like, I'm gonna kill you. And he's like, no. This is my end. And just when he tries to shoot, his force field gets enabled, and he's low-key scared. And when you see, yes, finally, we got the T-72 tank. He is back after many episodes, and he's like, if there's no use, I'm gonna get overpowered. And he thinks that they're gonna do that too, but our tanks are not as smart as Robo Stanlins. And he says, I need to retreat. And he goes away, and Hybrid says, nah, you can just stop here. Let's check him afterwards. And after that, his name is not Hybrid. like for artillery monsters is now you can just wait here. And as I've already done analysis on this episode, I'm just gonna skip this. I've even done this episode also, so I'm gonna skip this. And now this is another episode. These are the damaged robo Stalins from the war and even KV6, and they get to the blacksmith, and blacksmith is working on them. And here we have the another mechanic from the the zombie world, and the general says, he is your assistant, and the mechanic is like, I can work alone, and he's like, it's not up for discussion. That's an order, he says, and immediately something he says, and the general commands him to go and work, but the techno, not the techno, the blacksmith he's not even helping him. He's not even letting him to help in his works, and the blacksmith says, stay out from under the tracks and do what I say. Actually, I'm a top class mechanic, he says. Oh yeah? Aren't you a lively one? He says, wanna bet? Let's bet on a canister of nitro fuel. Deal. And I'll throw in a snack. What? Nothing. Here's your mission. Repair these trains. Whoever finishes first wins. And they make a deal. And they just charge. The blacksmith has taken KV44, which is easy. KV6, which is easy. But now this zombie mechanic has two twins, which is hard and takes time. But let's see who wins. And both tanks are so much engaged. And one time they even collide into each other without knowing. And don't know how they're solving this. Now KV6 memory, I think so it's taken. And he inserts a capsule and it says loading. Don't know what it's loading. Loading complete. And he searches for many parts and he finds the OG saw. And he even finds the OG, you can say, I don't know the name of this, but the older Robo Stalin had it, and he combines it, and out comes, that saw thing, you can say. And blacksmith thinks of giving KV6 some more upgrades, and the Robo Stalin is also ready. They both are ready at the same time. Almost done. Yeah, last one. The last look of these two is gonna be amazing. The iconic shield. Oh my god, bro, they're bringing in everything they had. That's why I like home animations. And he turns on the the Robo Stalin. And done. Both at the same time. KV6 is locally confused, and blacksmith says nitro fuel. I mean, zombie blacksmith says nitro fuel, and the other our blacksmith says, "Here your snacks." And now we get get moved to the techno base, and here's the map of the Europe, and it indicates something. Stable the front on the left side of Europe. Eliminate everyone you find. He orders techno hypnosis, and he just taps his staff and he gets teleported. Here we have Toxicus. If you remember, these are the things left by Toxicus, and they are using everything. They have grenades and everything else, and I think so. Yeah, this is we have the destroyer. I think so. I've done analysis on this episode, guys. Let me check once. And guys, after checking, I've realized that I have not done analysis on this episode. So what I'm gonna do is just skip some part and let's move to some another part. Let's just check it. And we can see Toxicus secretly watching. Don't know how. I think so. He has put cameras in those bases, and he presses one button, and it says activation protocol, and corrosion. I mean, not corrosion. Stronghold is up after many days. He has to work now, and now we have KV techno hypnosis, and he sees that Toxicus bases, and he just starts firing, and he has very huge shells just like artillery monster, and the destroyer is also shocked, and everyone is happy because he's helping them, but they start attacking on him. No, they are not happy, they are just, and they get hypnotized. They're not happy, they are sad. Now he wants to launch, but they die. But destroyer does not get hypnotized. Don't know why. And hypnosis is not confused like anytime. And hypnosis large shells take down destroyer very easily, and hypnosis starts using his shield, and destroyer starts moving back, but his tracks are gone, and hypnosis just starts killing the destroyer, and the destroyer is dead. I am very sad for them. And now Stronghold tries to do a backstab, but his large chains reveal is coming, and Bro just enables the very small things. I mean, very small guns I have seen in these episodes. They do not help that much, and hypnosis tries to hypnotize him, but that does not work because he is a toxic, and he says he's too stupid for my magic to work, or he has some kind of protection I don't know about. Either he's too stupid. Bro, why did you repeat? Okay, let's just ignore that. I don't know about. And Stronghold moves him, and he launches acid rain. No, not acid rain. Acid rain is actually reached by corrosion, and just when we think the techno hypnosis is gonna fail again, he comes back with his, I don't know, stabilizing ball, and it's just enough for him to distract. And this is another new feature. he just pulls Stronghold and he does this, and now Stronghold is dead. Very, I don't even know what to talk about this. I'm very confused right now. Very sad for Stronghold, even though he's our enemy. And now we have got the legendary tank. This tank, if he is if he is put in Shark Tank, his bid will go up to like 10,000 or something. He is like the tank where we got in Ratty episodes. The starting of Ratty when he was killed by KV6, and then after that, this kind of tank reports that Leviathan has arrived and almost he is dying, and then he goes into the Ratty and starts attacking him, bro. That was too OP. And this tank is just like him. I think so. He has taken inspiration from the tank, and then he gets an idea. Yeah, my teammates are dead. What should I do? He tries to go to them, but his chains don't work properly, and he is leaking oil. And he is almost closing his eyes. Is he dead? Yes, he is dead. But no, I am better. I am stronger. I am smarter. I am better. I am better. He thinks for himself, you can say. And he takes off block in his way, but he could just go in the another way. Yeah. Next, his engine starts failing, and he is closing his eyes slightly. His oil is leaking more fast now. He searches for something and he sees a twig, and he breaks it with so much strength, and he puts it in the hole. These type of tanks are called the elite tanks. That's why he's the GOAT. And under the rubble, one Techno Demon tank is still alive, and already, bro, his system malfunctions and he accidentally kills a tank, and he's like, yeah, I just escaped from a very great, you can say, problem. And he's shocked by seeing T18 dead. By his beard, he knows it by his beard, and he gets a drop of tear, and he pays respect for him by moment of silence, you can say, and he remembers that there's a Vigilant block, and he just ties it. He pulls it onto him. Even though he's exhausted, he does that. Bro, these tanks are called elite. That's why everybody likes them, bro. I'm gonna salute to this tank. And he's very exhausted, and he's a Techno drone scanning, and he tries to search for a space to hide, and he sees an abandoned camp. Just as he gets in, the Techno drones arrive, but luckily they don't see him, and after he goes inside, he sees a candle still lit and emergency something, you can say, and one of the Techno drones gets it out, and he checks inside, and he signals everyone, and he starts pressing for like emergency. This scene was there in the when Leviathan arrived and nobody could defeat him. The same scene was there in that series. And next we see many techno demons arriving, and Bro is like, yeah, I can do this. And he takes a fire extinguisher and he sprays it inside his engine. And this is all the fighting part. I'm gonna skip it to the good part just because I don't have time, guys. Please don't hate me. And after some time, he hears that in the radio, help is on the way, hold on. And then let's skip to the good part. And then he sees a board, I think so that's another exit, and he leaves through that another exit, and he sees nothing, just no techno demons, nothing. He is lucky, and he starts preparing himself. He thinks that the techno demons are come here or something, I don't know, and he prepares grenades, everything like that. And the techno demons arrive, and he starts using grenades, which is not a very big mistake. He has to wait for them to come close because those grenades are gonna get wasted. First he has to use firepower, then you can use grenades. Yeah, let's skip to the good part. And just when he was like smirking, he sees that more techno demon tanks are arriving, and he is out of grenades, which is the worst thing that could happen in a war. And then he gets into something we don't know, but he tries to escape, but he sees this and he thinks for a time, and he gets inside it, and then just starts shooting the tanks. Don't know why. Yeah, bro just can't use the scope from inside, and then he starts shooting like no mercy, and he doesn't even care, and he thinks everything is over. But now the big tank arrives and shoots lasers, and this is over. This is the end, you can say. Yeah, he don't know why. I think so this tank has plot armor. He's not even dead after getting 2 dead blows or something. Yeah, now he's dead. He thinks that is his fate. Then a rocket lands, and then we can see the trio landing down with the rocket launcher. Let's go. And bro, two tanks are dead. This bro always gets covered with a parachute, and they just start fighting, defending, you can say. And next many episodes of this trio, you're gonna have many shocks. Let's just skip to the good part, and this was the good part I was talking about. And they carry him like a doll or something, you can say. And the techno drone arrives and signals more techno demons to come. And I think so that small tank forgot about the block, because that small tank forgot. Now even the small tanks can scan. That's strange. I think so, I'm not seen. And because the small tank forgot, the Fidgeron block is now in the hands of techno demons, and it's a critically important object, and it reports it to a bigger tank, and he scans it. And this is a new feature of a big tank, I think so. And he gets teleport, and he moves teleported. And here we can see many parts, such as from where hybrid goddess powers that that the tank, the techno demon, and many others. And here we can see many technodemon tanks getting repaired and getting upgrades. And here we can see the technodemon scientist, and and now he orders him to go away. And what is it here? And he goes, and this is, I think so, a thing that can analyze anything, a universal analyzer. And it starts shaking. It says object information, personality analysis in statics, Figuron, it says. And this is the story of the Figuron. And this is a memory block of a combat unit, some kind of Figuron. Quite an experienced, well-balanced unit. Well then, Figuron, welcome to the Technodemon's army. And he presses a button and deleting memory. This is a very very sad thing, and it says uploading data. And Techno Figuron is gonna get prepared. And let's just go to the part where he is fully and Techno Figuron gets consciousness. And Techno Figuron is, like, he's assembled and it says complete. And don't know why he glitches to green color. This Figuron has a very special case. And Cataclysm 1 arrives, and Figuron examines him, and he says, friendly unit, I await your orders, he says. The scientist goes and says, well, since everyone is assembled, it's time for a counterattack. And if you have observed, Figuron's case is always like, he's scanning if it's a friendly unit or an enemy unit. Just I can't understand what is Figuron's case. He's always transferred from first he has got awakened in the German, in Soviet, then he got transferred to the German, again then he got transferred to the Soviet, and then Soviet and German became friends, and now he's in the Technodemons. I can't understand this Figuron story. His memory block is always targeted every time. I don't know why he's special. But now let's skip to the another part, and we can see the trio. And one tank says, how much longer do we have to drive? And the leader says, the evacuation point is close. What's there? There's a runway. And they plan to get on a plane. Great, we're flying home on a plane. And this runway is very very damaged or something, and don't know why there are also zombie tanks parts. I'll show you right. Yeah, here we can see zombie tanks parts. Don't know how they got into this world, but that's crazy. Let's skip to the good part. They just don't do anything, they just clear the runway. That's because my phone's battery is running out, and I get time to do analysis on the episodes. And he sees the plane, but he tells to the radio to land, to tell them to land. And he says, clear the runway, then I'll land. And they are gonna clear the runway, and he's like back to work again. And he leaves the small tank over there, and they are just gonna clear the runway. Let's just skip. And out of nowhere, the Technodemon tanks start spawning, and the pilot says, I see enemies, I'll cover you. And then they start shooting the enemies, the Technodemon tanks. And one tank says, the enemies are close. What are we gonna do, boss? What are we best at? Crushing enemies. And they start fighting too. I'm making the pilot says, I'm making the final approach. Drive them off and I'm landing. I'm not shutting down the engines. Jump while we are moving. And then he hovers the plane down slowly but surely, and then they try to get into the plane just while the plane is moving. And because the pilot is a good person, he slows down a bit. I mean, they can't get into the plane while it's running that much speed. And then bro just casually tosses the German tank. And just when we think he is gonna get left out, his friends help him. And then that's why it's called the goated trio, like the Spider-Man, Andrew, Toby, and Tom Holland. That's why they're called the goated trio, just like them. And then next, another scene, the the techno scientist orders them towards two portals, and Catalysm 1 gets ready. And then let's go. Here we can see a war happening. And here we can see Rubbish Monster has arrived. Techno demons are already fighting. And let's just skip this part. And Fijron arrives and he scans that. And he scans and it says analysis. And he just starts firing. I think so his system's told it's not a friendly unit. And quite sometimes are confused why is Fijron attacking them. But sometimes are like, yeah, I'm just gonna shoot. And Fijron doesn't hold back and he just keeps shooting like this. Rubbish Monster also does not hold back and he even starts holding. This is a war zone, right? Why don't they shoot? I'm so dumb. Okay, let's just skip. Then Rubbish Monster blinds. He tries to blind, but then he pushes Techno Fijron away. And then his systems are telling everything, bro. He doesn't even know how to dodge. Not like our OG Leviathan who can dodge anything. And then Rubbish Monster also starts dodging and he eats the bullets, which is a use for Rubbish Monster. And then the Techno Fijron system starts analyzing, and it sees that is the without that Rubbish Monster is like he's like little weak because he can't distract Techno Fijron. And then Rubbish Monster tries to do a final blow. He pulls Techno Fijron like he's a toy, and then he starts eating him, but Techno Fijron escapes in the last moment. And the war, it's like now Techno Fijron analyzes the hook, and he just breaks it. And then Rubbish Monster launches onto Techno Fijron, but he wanted to do analysis on it, but he couldn't. And now he does a full analysis on the Rubbish Monster, and he dodges the bullets, and he dodges Rubbish Monster too. It is Rubbish Monster's mistake because he has given more time for Fijron to analysis, but Rubbish Monster does not know he can do analysis, right? And Rubbish Monster starts getting worried because he's almost down. And let's just skip some part of this. And just when Rubbish Monster is losing hope, Morok arrives and then he shoots him into the sky. And let's continue next part. And they both start fighting. And he does analysis and he doesn't even know what is that. I think so. That's why the Dark Tank told, now we're equal, Morok, if you remember. And we saw in that map it said 150% power is not possible. I mean, it might be possible, not mathematically, I don't know. Let's skip this. Even though Fizron is losing many parts, he has many parts inside him, bro. I thought Fizron doesn't have many guns. How he is gonna win? But bro, Techno Fizron, Techno Demon, I mean, the Techno Scientist, he has done too many upgrades for Techno Fizron. He's a crucial part for him, I think so. Bro, what? Bro, how many parts does he contain, bro? Yeah, Techno Fizron gets teleported into one.
Why?
That endless loop. Don't know what this is. You can say Doctor Strange movement and Loki in Thor Ragnarok. I have been falling for 30 minutes. That's actually not Thor Ragnarok. I forgot it. I don't even know the name of the movie. And this cave is similar. If you remember, KV6's brothers fought in this cave with some other tanks, and Techno Fizron pulls out and another big gun, and he launches rubble onto Morok, and Morok uses the energy release move, and now he's invincible. And that's, like, you can say the push, or I don't know what you can call it, but they keep fighting in this cave, and bro pulls out even more guns. Bro, he's the Punisher or what, bro? I can't even understand. Even Punisher does not have these many guns. Yeah, let's just keep these all. And now Morok teleports both him and the Techno Fizron to the overworld. I'm using Minecraft terms. And bro has bought another shield out. I can't handle this, bro. I'm gonna just skip it. And Morok starts using very small,
Portals.
very small portals. Bro, this Techno Fizron has 110 guns or what, bro? Bro, these rockets are too OP. No, if Morok was there, he would have been dead right now. And yeah, let's go. Techno Fizron is dead finally. The final blow. Let's go. He's dead. Let's go. Yeah. Reborn for one day and died in the same day. Let's go. And this is an alternate ending. Don't know why. And here we can see the spaceship of that black tank that appeared in the before episode, and it says somewhere in the AR universe, and he gets teleported from another Earth or something to that spaceship, and he goes to the spaceship's controls to see something, and he's thinking something, and he presses one button, and it opens a Earth like, and it says, "Welcome, please enter your destination." This is Google Maps but universal. It says, and the tank says, the destination is F6. Accepted. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bro just gets launched into something. It is Google Maps. Planet F6 AR. It is Google Maps, but multiversal. But Google Maps doesn't give right places. That's relatable. But why am I talking about Google Maps right now? I have no idea. And don't know why this is an abandoned planet. And here we can see Morok. But Morok is on Earth, right? Who is this, Morak? I've seen that you have completed my assignment. Who is this another Morak, bro? Yeah, I did what you asked for. But I have a question for you. Do you remember the condition that I set for you? Not to ask you why that had to be done. Exactly. But still. And Moro gets angry. And he's like, nah, alright, I won't ask again. I just got curious as to why you don't trust me. Is that because I set you up? It's not just that. This is all because of your childish whims. It is all because of your miscalculations. We were on the verge of death, and you still dared to ask me about that? Morak, please don't take me offense, right? Please don't take offense, alright? We are friends, and I don't know they would set us up there. Moreover, I'm not a fool to take risks. Set us up there. Moreover, I'm not a fool to take risks for no reason. I wanted to. He wanted to tell something, but his universal gadget says something, and he says, "Gosh, I have to go. I need to carry out a certain order from the Imperial Advisor." And who is that? Nobody knows. And he says, "Kestlave, huh? Good luck to you," he says. "Good luck to you, Morak." Why are this? I can't trust him, he thinks in his mind. He's hiding something. Yeah, bro. I think so. This black tank is trying to. This black tank is trying to defeat the Morak from this F6, and that's why he takes the map. The new version of Morak and keeps it in our Earth and at the blacksmith's desk. That's why he says, "No, we're evil, even Morak." And I think so. That's the reason why this Morak, I think so. This black tank is trying to defeat this AR Universe F6 Morak. That is just my guess. I don't know, but I don't know what to say, bro. That's just the end. And this is Elite Ratty signing out. Thank you. Thank you for watching the video. And if you think my video is very boring and I should not do this editing, just tell me in the comments. I won't think anything, but I don't have time, bro. This is the only time I got 3 holidays just because of luck, and just because of Sri Chaitanya, and just because of Bonalu, and just because of Telangana. And I don't know, I'm revealing my location by myself. And this is Elite Ratty signing out, and I'll meet you in the next one, and bye.